Well, even though this is the Bixby Vegetable Research Station, there's a little more out here than just vegetables. There's also fruit. And this is Bruce Bostain. He's the station superintendent out here. And Bruce, you're evaluating really some fruit varieties out here as well as the vegetables, aren't you?
That's true. Have had the Arkansas material, which is well adapted to this part of the state. And there are some commercial plantings. There's interest in these types of things. Several different thorny versus thornless materials. And they do have fruit. They've been here several years and can be produced. Gives us a little taste of something different, especially on a vegetable field day.
That's right. And people could come out and see how these blackberries are performing and then decide which ones they'd like to grow in their own yards then.
That's right. Susan Gray, who is the Tulsa County Extension horticulturalist, dealing with more of the vegetables and has a real interest in small fruits. Visits with people and is able to show, to demonstrate, get some experience here in Oklahoma, and is better able, and we're certainly happy if someone wants to come and look and compare. So yes, this would be fine.
Great. Now over here, we've got our blackberries back here, but you're also starting to set out some raspberries as well?
There again, Sue was intrigued and motivated by some production here in Oklahoma, and a raspberry that is adapted, that was doing well, despite the adverse weather compared with traditional raspberry production areas. And upon looking further into whether this particular variety would do well or whether there could be something better, there are varieties here, especially from Maryland, which they classify as heat resistant.
That'll be interesting to see if it means that here.
This is a good sign, but we'll give it the acid test.
Good.
So Susan has brought several of these in. We help take care of them, and they're in their first year. Okay. There have been a few fruit on a few plants, but there's differences in vigor, lots of differences in the plant color and leaf shape and type, which are interesting, but the acid test will be next year. How good is the fruit? Right. How well the vigor holds up when we get into heat. How many other things that they'll get trickle irrigation, which we presume is going to be very important. They have a fairly good mulch applied, and this is the kind of thing that you would suspect would be necessary. And whatever else turns out to be, and which of the varieties is better adapted, we hope to have, there's different colors of fruit, different time of year as far as harvest. So several things of the ones that would be interesting if they are adapted well enough to survive here in Oklahoma.
Great. Well, Bruce, we've enjoyed the field day today and looking at all the different trials. And if people didn't make it out today, they can actually come out and see the station when it's not field day, can't they?
That's right. We're here from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. We'll certainly do what we can to show people things. And in fact, some of the things that weren't at their prime today, we'll have more chances to see more heirloom tomatoes and seedless watermelons and some other things as this season progresses. And from year to year, different things at different times of the year. But yes, we encourage people to see if any of these crops, any of these production practices would be useful for them.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.